a bit of lag on this end. So, how's the stream on your end, Chai?
It's pretty fine. They haven't started yet. Oh, there.
There we go. And we have sound. Amazing. What a time to be alive.
Yep. Well, as I've said many times before, the intro stage is plain dash jumping, because dash jumping in this game is way faster than just dashing. So we'll be getting through all these gate thingies, and then we'll destroy the gate at the end.
This is one of the more crowded introduction stages in the Mega Man X series, where usually the game starts you off very easily and just, you know, calmly, passively. This game not so much. This starts off like a game of Contra, where you have to dodge and hit everything you see.
On a casual perspective, yeah, but on the speedrun, we'll be killing the least amount of enemies as possible, and we'll mostly be damage boosting on most things, because each time we kill an enemy, we get about 5 frames of lag, so we don't want that.
Gotta save the frames. But yeah, the game throws a lot at you right from the get-go in terms of movement, and that can quickly throw off a new player to it, but these two people are very, just as I say that, slight mishap from Datazumi. Yeah, I wanted to say that these two players are experienced in the game, and they knew exactly where to jump, where to dash, and what enemies to hit and avoid.
Yep.
And we are dealing with the first quote-unquote boss of the game, but as you can see, ch0cman makes quick work of him, and Datazumi will do the exact same thing. Takes a lot of damage for a boss. And now we can see what routes each player will be taking. Like the bosses are introduced, the stages are introduced, and let's see if they go for the common route or if they divert again, which is something we've seen in previous races.
Yeah, normally everyone starts either with Magma Dragoon or Jet Stingray. I'm pretty sure both will start with Magma Dragoon this time. Yep.
A little bit of a translation oversight in the background, the irregular hunters.
Yeah. Regular is how they called Mavericks in Japanese. Well, this stage consists of just evading those giant meteors and flames, but it's more of the same, just dash jumping.
And both players seem to be going through it very fluently. The meteorites on the floor you can't really dodge without costing a lot of time, so it's easier to just damage boost through them.
Yep.
And this is a 100% tournament, so both players will be required to pick up all the power-ups that they can find.
Yeah, oh, regarding Corby's question, no, the Japanese version is not faster. That's because on the Japanese version, each time you encounter a boss, they'll speak some voice dialogue that you have to listen to before the fight, and each boss has a dialogue, and it takes a lot of time, extra time, to just listen to that, because the English version does not have any voice dialogue for the 8 bosses. It does have for the final bosses though.
Datazumi is having some issue with getting that power up, and that is 3 consecutive failed jumps there. Will number 4 be lucky? No! This is going to cost Data a lot of time. ch0cman not having the best RNG on Dragoon, but he is making quick work of him.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
Oh, Data.
Okay.
And finally gets it. Not the easiest wall jump to do, but it's one of those wall jumps. You either get it in the first go, or you will spend eternity on trying to get it. It's one of those very strange very strange moments in a video game. It's kind of comparative with the wall jump in X1 on the Boomer Kuwanger stage. You need to be on an exact spot to get that wall jump.
It's similar, but it's not as hard, I think.
Now you have a little bit more leeway with it.
Yeah. Now that ch0cman's done with Nanga Dragoon, he's on to Cyber Peacock. This stage's gimmick is that rank system. To get all the items, they need to get an S rank on every section. The rank is determined by how fast you clear the stage, and since this is speedrun, we'll go as fast as possible.
Yep. Datazumi finishing up with Dragoon, and had pardon me, actually English is hard apparently, had excellent RNG on Dragoon. Very fast fight, but he will be having to make up a lot of time to catch up with ch0cman right now. Because I think he spends, what, maybe 30 seconds, a minute on trying to get that wall jump? And that is a lot of time lost early on. ch0cman having no issue with getting the S ranks.
Yep. Now, Area 2 of Cyber Peacock has this mechanic of turning the stage upside down. What we have to do on this part is get these purple spheres to break some bricks later on and evade the enemies in our way.
Alright, ch0cman entering the Cyber Peacock fight right now. Let's see if the RNG gods are going to bless him or curse him. Because Peacock can be a very time-consuming boss if he decides to give you the wrong RNG.
Yeah, what we want Cyber Peacock to do is to either stay on the left or right side of the screen, so we can hit him multiple times before he disappears. But if he spawns low, it's no big deal. We can just do our Ryu engine, the fire attack, and he won't hit us.
And not bad. Not
Yeah,
the greatest RNG he
RNG.
could have gotten. Yeah, but it's a good basic RNG that he got. Good average.
Oh,
Oh,
a little slip up by ch0cman. That'll cost him like 10 seconds. Next stage is Split Mushroom. This is a very technical stage with a very precise movement. You must do the exact same thing every time to get a perfect stage. And if you don't, you'll get a lot of damage.
Datazumi getting a lot of trolls in the early Cyber Peacock fights. He seems to be getting the good RNG now, but
yeah, the thing with Cyber Peacock is that the best RNG to hit him is also the hardest one to evade its attacks, so it can be a little tough if you don't know how to evade.
Chai, I'm still kinda new to this whole tournament. Are skips and glitches allowed in this tournament?
Not that there are huge glitches on this game, but the only one I can really think of is SDC. which was applied to Magma Dragoon earlier, where you do a Saber Slash and then a dash to cancel it and keep hitting the boss with that. Because whenever you hit a boss with the first and second slash of your combo, they get no invincibility frames, so you can just spam that to that.
Okay. I'm asking that because this is a fight that is skippable in the game. The fight that ch0cman was on.
Yeah, but that fight is only skippable as X. With Zero, you cannot skip that fight.
You cannot? Oh,
no.
Okay. Oh, I stand corrected then. And for those of you wondering, these games are being played on the PlayStation 1 version, the American version. The PlayStation 2 version from the X Collection is not allowed in this tournament.
A small correction in that part, they're playing the PC port of the PlayStation 1 version, but yeah, it's the most similar to it. You'll notice it's the PC port because the loading times are way faster. But this version is preferred due to its accessibility and not having any big glitches like X Collection does. Because X Collection really does have glitches. And those can be an unfair advantage, so that was fun.
Oh, Data!
Oh,
Data is not having a good run so far.
Yeah, the GameCube version does not have the same glitches as the PlayStation 2 version, but the loading times of the GameCube version are non-existent. The loading times alone will be an unfair advantage.
ch0cman having no problems with Split Mushroom whatsoever.
Yes, but Mushroom always does the same. He has no RNG. Yeah, the GameCube version is allowed outside races, but it has a separate leaderboard along the PlayStation 2 X Collection version.
Now we get to the mandatory auto-scroller for probably too many X games in general.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 Mega Man X games where there is no bike level, which are X1, X3, and X6, I think.
X6 has a auto-scroll level.
Yeah, but I meant a bike level. It
the bike level.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they have a bike level. No. Of course, X7 has a bike level, and we shall never speak of that.
Yep.
Not ever.
ch0cman's going pretty well so far on the Stingray stage. This stage is fairly simple once you get used to it. As long as you dash on the right spot, you'll be fine. You will take some damage, but it's okay. As long as you know how to fight Stingray, you shouldn't get hit at all.
Yeah, this is a fairly simple stage where, well, RNG is not really a factor in this.
Oh.
This is just purely the skill of the player themselves.
That doesn't happen really often. Stingray just followed up ch0cman to the buster. On the Stingray fight, we'll mostly be doing this rolling slash all the time until he comes down and we can kill him with STC. He should come down on the 3rd cycle or 4th. And now, there. Oh!
Oh!
It's
Almost.
a bit slow with the SDC there, but it's only 1 hit away, so it's fine. Regarding the canon of the Mega Man X and Zero series, there is no official statement, but some say they're not.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to decide considering the writer of the series quit after X5 and they were working on X6 without his knowledge. So it's in the eye of the beholder right now. It's yeah, it's I'm just gonna let everyone decide that for themselves if it's canon or not.
Next stage for ch0cman is Slash Beast. This train stage is pretty much the same of dash jumping, and we'll also be trying to kill the least amount of enemies as possible because this stage has lots of enemies and those soldiers that throw those grenades. We also want to evade those grenades because this game has 2 different knockback animations. One where you get pushed just a little back, but if you get hit by a grenade, you just try to fall down and have to wait a bit more time.
Beautiful fights from ch0cman.
Here one's done, and Datazumi is done with Jet STINGRAY. If I recall correctly, X6 ending depends on who you beat the game with, either X or 0. And whether you unlock 0 or not. It only has 3 endings.
Honestly, I would not even remember it anymore. It has been so long since I played the later X games, and I in particular did not like X6 and definitely not X7, so yeah, X5 is where it ended for me.
It's okay.
Though I will say X8 was a nice throwback to the original gameplay.
Yeah, X8 was good. X7, not that much.
No. I mean, I have to give them credit. They tried, and they failed.
Yeah, Black Zero is in X4, X5, and also X6, but on X4, it doesn't really do anything. It's just a color change. Not a bad RNG for ch0cman.
Nope, not at all. Be nice, chat. We're all fans of the series.
Also, you may have noticed that Asumi went to store Mawel way earlier than ch0cman will. That's because that Asumi wanted to get that extra heart tank. ch0cman doesn't really need it, so he just straight up went for Slash Beast. The only difference is that once you beat Storm Owl, you get this purple saber, and what that purple saber does is delete projectiles, and just like when you kill enemies, deleting projectiles causes some lag, so it makes you lose a bit of time.
That moment when chat becomes like a Final Fantasy community. Which X is better? Which X is worse? And if you don't like it, respectfully go away. And Data making very quick work of Storm Owl.
Yeah, once you know how to fight him, Storm Owl becomes really easy, but it can be dangerous if your guess is wrong, because which side of the screen he will appear is RNG.
To divert attention in chat for a bit, let me ask you something directly, people. What was your first... when was the first time you played an X game, and which X game was it? And how did you feel about it?
Personally, mine was 6-1. What about you, Bolt?
X1, yeah. Like, I've been a lifelong fan of the Mega Man series, and X, I got it the moment it came out, and the only X game I never owned was X2 because it is extremely difficult to get a hold of in Europe. Not to mention pricey now.
Yeah.
Never regretted it.
North American and European cartridges are really expensive, but Japanese cartridges are really cheap. In fact, I have a Rockman X2 cartridge right here on my hands.
I'm so jelly right now. Alright, ch0cman going for Frost Walrus. One of the smaller Mavericks. Very easy to dodge.
Yeah, Frost Walrus is a very simple fight. It's the only difference with the other fights is that you cannot do STC on Frost Walrus, because no matter what attack you do, he always gets the full invincibility, so we just do the fire attack.
Okay, so that's it. I will say Data had a very rocky start in the first two stages, but he is just breezing through them right now. I think he's still very well behind, but he is not slipping up. He's not giving away any more quarter.
I think he's either one stage behind or 1.5 stages behind.
Beauty of the Zero route is that once you get the initial stages, there's not really that much difference in which way you go. Considering, well, you have the dash, you have the cancel strike for most bosses, and the others, well, they have weaknesses, but you don't really focus on that. Like not like what you would do with the X pattern.
The thing with Zero, especially on 100%, is that once you get the fire attack and the double jab from split motion, you can pretty much wherever you want to, because you have all the necessary abilities to get any item.
Yep. And weaknesses, well, like the Thunder God Strike, using the English translation here, it will still deal damage to Split Mushroom, but it takes forever to kill him that way. And it's just, you know, easier to kill him with the cancel.
Actually, that Thunderstep has a little hidden mechanic that if you execute that attack on a combo, it comes immediately and doesn't have that charge time that it will have if you didn't do it in a combo. And it's actually used on Split Mushroom, but only on the refight.
Really? Okay. Well, shame on me then for not knowing. Also, people, feel free to check out the links that the Speed Gaming bot just delivered. It gives you a good oversight of the group stages and the participants in it. And there it is, the brackets.
And ch0cman's done with the 8 network stages. Or maybe not. No, I think he has Tormal left.
Yes, he has Stormal left. Unless I blinked and he did it while I did that, but I think he has one left at least.
Yeah, Tormal is missing.
And I think Data has one other stage left after this one as well, so he's roughly one stage behind right now.
Yeah, he has to do Frost Waters after this. Regarding Mantine's question, if you mean on the story part, no, Zero doesn't die on this game. He dies on X1, X3 if you choose to, and X5.
No, he does not die in X3. Like, he is severely wounded.
Yeah, he's severely damaged, but you get the point, you can't use him anymore. Oh, and also Mega Man 04. I know he doesn't die, but yeah.
Let's see, Datazumi finishing up Slash Beast, and ch0cman's on his last Maverick.
The thing with Storm Owl is that, unlike other bosses, you have to hit him with the third slash of your combo, because it hits him on every frame, and he doesn't get invincibility for some reason. With only the third slash though, if you hit him with a third slash after the second one, it'll only hit him once and get that shield he gets.
Doesn't he always also take increased damage if you hit him with more bursts from the, what's it called, the crush attack?
Oh yeah, the jig attack, yeah. That's his weakness. If you hit him with multiple shots of the jig attack, he also receives a lot more damage. So usually you'll want to hit him with a third slash and finish with a jig attack every cycle. Next stage for ch0cman is the spaceport. He'll be battling Colonel here. This is a pretty short stage. And he'll want right about now is to get a little damage boost on this climb coming up. This game has a weird mechanic that if you do a dash jump, you normally can't double jump, but if you get hit on that dash jump, you can in fact double jump, like you saw right there. So that's pretty good by ch0cman.
Well, after so many years, we can safely say it's no longer a glitch or a bug, it's a feature, as intended.
Now regarding the Colonel fight, you'll see ch0cman hitting him with the ice attack. That's because just like Frost Waters, Colonel gets invincibility no matter how you hit him. And also each time he changes stance, like from standing still, guarding and whatever, his iframes reset and we can hit him multiple times with this weakness and make the battle really short. Next stage for ch0cman is Final Weapon. He'll be battling Iris now. Sadly, we may not get to see the meme everyone's waiting.
I'm pretty sure we'll live. Unlike Iris. Can I express that I'm still disappointed in the X series no longer using the animated videos that they did for X4? Because you can say that the voice acting wasn't excellent, but the videos themselves were amazing to watch.
Yeah, the animation was pretty good. But sadly, X5 and X6 had a way lower budget than X4, so yeah. There was also a really long time gap. X4 was made on 97 and X5 was done in 2000.
Ooh, ch0cman has to be careful here. There we go.
No, it's fine. That's how you're supposed to fight Iris. You're meant to hit the robot with rolling slashes until she releases that crystal thingy. And then you do 2 rolling slashes and a fire attack to damage boost onto Iris' body so you can get to the floor faster.
Okay.
Because if you were farther away, you'll have to wait for all the lag the fire attack causes. Now let's see what RNG does General give.
Oh
This
boy.
is the major run killer.
Be nice, General.
Show me your true power.
What am I watching for? Okay, this is the bad RNG. What we normally want General to do is to stay up and throw his hands at us so we can get on top of those hands and do STC on his head, but
Oh, General.
he's giving a really bad pattern right now. Again, this is really bad.
General, please. What is wrong with you? Have you gone Maverick?
Okay, this is the pattern we want. And he's done.
Not exactly the God RNG you want. Would you, in your professional opinion, say that this was a run killer?
Yeah, the thing with General is that sometimes he may not throw you those hands at all, and then he'll start spamming this attack where he goes low and then shoots some energy thingies, which are pretty hard to evade, and it'll be hard to hit him, so it can take a bit of time.
Alright, the refights. Well, Data is about to engage Iris.
Yeah, about the refights, the first refight is Magma Dragoon, as you're seeing with ch0cman. After Magma Dragoon, he'll be taking a counterclockwise order for efficiency reasons, so he ends up just next to the yellow goo warp thingy that takes you to Sigma. Datazumi is having a bit of trouble with Iris. And it's done.
Also, viewers, feel free to join the Discord. if you have good knowledge about the game and you want to try your hand at commentating, feel free to join and sign up. We're always looking for new commentators. I am a fairly new one myself. Chai is the experienced one right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I was pretty much the only commentator for both God Gears, so please.
As I said, a man of experience.
Do me a favor.
Well, I'll be commentating your match tomorrow, probably, so... but yes, feel free to join the Discord and try your hand at commentating. We can really use fresh blood right now. And Data getting the good general RNG from the start, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, he did not want to do that. Oh, okay, it's fine.
As far as the commentating go, I believe I've only seen you and one other person commentate this entire week. Who was the other one? I have to actually sneak a peek right now.
That was Goofy. There was one match where Goofy commentated with me, but yeah, it was only that one match. All the others I've done it myself.
And then there was a match where you were sick and there was no commentator.
Yep.
Which was actually the reason I signed up myself. I realized there was no commentator and apparently there was a dire need.
Yep.
But the tournament is still fairly fresh, I think. When did we start? Like 2 weeks ago?
Oh, sorry, someone was knocking at the door. What were you saying?
The tournament started like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
The first match was done on February 6th, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, so we're still fairly new. Everything's still, being set up. Or not set up, but, being prepared, building up the community, the people helping out. So if you're a fan of X4 and you want to try your hand at commentating, or helping out in any other way, feel free to join the Discord and sign up. And also feel free to give the Speed Gaming channels a follow. And make sure Fiesel and Mythical get their tacos. They only have like 5 channels with 3 more upcoming soon, so...
Yeah, Speed Gaming 5 was created like a few days ago. I was like, what now? There's a Speed Gaming 5? What?
That was pretty much my reaction too. Like, wait, what? A 5th one? Did I miss something? No, it's recent. Oh, okay. And from what I gather, they're going to expand with a 6th and 7th one at some point.
Yep.
Which I cannot blame them for with all the tournaments that have been ongoing. We have the Super Metroid tournaments, we have the Key Randomizer or the Key Sanity tournaments for Legend of Zelda, we have the Legend of Zelda Randomizer, Donkey Kong tournaments, Super Mario Sunshine, oh, so many tournaments.
Yep. That's why I told you right there. On ch0cman's screen, he was doing the Thunder Step on a combo, and it comes out immediately. Never fails.
The more you know. And Datazumi not taking Cyber PEACOCK's BS this time. Considering the trolley the first time, just going for the safe kills.
Yeah, the thing with Cyber PEACOCK's fight is that the first time you battle him, you have the normal air slash where you don't roll. That air slash deals about the same amount of damage as the fire slash to Cyber PEACOCK, but the rolling slash deals less damage, so it's better to just spam the fire attack on him.
So much for an upgrade. Game's way of telling you you're too good, have a down.
It's kinda weird. That's also the reason why some runners opt to go for Stingray first, since by then they'll still have the normal air slash and they can finish the Stingray fight just a tad bit sooner. But it's not a big deal with Stingray though, because you'll normally just STC him to death. And ch0cman's done with the refights.
And now, sadly, we have to skip this cutscene too, which was all the Craigasm the first time I ever saw it.
Yeah, thanks to that cutscene, we get to know that a metal bar is the best saber.
Yep. Exactly the same thing. And now we get this isn't even my final form, Sigma.
Tremble with terror, you are finished.
Yeah, in this game Sigma has 3 phases. The first one is this death Sigma. We can only hit it with the fire attack, so it's the only thing you'll see. Also, you'll see that damage boost into a second fire attack to deal extra damage. It's not a huge deal, but it does save some time.
Sigma is wearing a magic cloak, by the way, because the moment he loses his, he can no longer fly.
Yeah. The second fight of Sigma is
Missed that.
mostly STC. And the only thing we have to take care of is that he sticks his sight to the wall, so he does that laser attack from his eyes. If he sticks the sight to the ground, he'll throw some boomerangs at you, which are really hard to evade and deal a lot of damage. So.
Oh yeah, and it takes a long time for that phase to pass.
Yeah.
Now we get the final stage of Sigma, which is all about the patterns. What pattern will each phase give you?
Yep.
I'll get the phase 1. Which one does he give?
Okay, this is the best pattern for Zero, where Sigma sucks a trash and throws it back at you. That's because he stays longer on screen and also doesn't pull you back. As X though, the other pattern is better, where he pulls you away, since X can attack at a distance but Zero cannot.
This is a good pattern.
Yeah, this is also the best pattern for the gun Sigma. The other pattern he can do is when he says the end.
A 1 cycle, nice.
Your run is dead.
I can only imagine what his time would have been if he had a good general on that.
Yeah, yeah, no.
And that is almost it. But
Yeah,
that was a very good Sigma.
Yeah, that was good. The timing with X4 ends once he crosses the door here, so this will be a mid-43. It's a pretty nice time.
Yep. Speaking of his time, ch0cman has a time of 42:28 as his PB, so this is still very close. I think if he had a good general, he might have PB'd.
Yep. Was a pretty good run for ch0cman.
That was a almost flawless run. The only thing he lost time on was the RNG the game gave him. I wonder, maybe do we have time to get him into Discord for an interview, or?
I'm not really sure they'll want to. The thing is, both ch0cman and Datazumi are Chileans, just like me, but their English is not as good as mine, especially ch0cman. His English is really bad. I mostly have to speak for ch0cman most of the time, so they wouldn't like to be here anyway.
I think we have a lot of Chilean support and Spanish support in the chat too, because I'm seeing a lot of words that I do not know. I'm looking at chat sometimes and I'm like, yeah, I understand a few of those words. Meanwhile, Datazumi is at the second Sigma. Good dodge. Very good Sigma 2 fight.
Also, normally when people play casually, the camera locks before you get to grab that health refill. But if you do /B dash attack, Zero moves just a slightly bit forward and you get to grab it. Doesn't save time, but it looks cool.
Oh, not a good pattern.
Yeah, this is the worst pattern.
Julian, I personally don't mind it if they do a Spanish interview, but that would mean that Chai has to translate everything they say later on, so the English audience also understands it.
That's not a problem for me, but
I really don't mind it. Like, maybe they want some time to talk about the race.
let me ask them.
Feel free to ask them, and if they agree with it, I'll just mute myself. Just listening. And that is time for Datazumi at 46:45.
Yeah, pretty nice time.
That's still a lot better than anything I can do. Only he didn't have such a bad start. That the wall jump in Dragoon really put him behind a lot. Alright, with that, that is a ch0cman's second win in the bracket.
Okay, it seems both of them are willing, so they should be coming in shortly.
You do that, and I'll just mute myself and let you handle it.
Sure. Así que ch0cman, ¿cómo estuvo la carrera? How was the race, ch0cman?
Buena.
Okay, it was a good race. ¿Cómo piensas que te va a ir con Napa? How do you think the race will go against Napa?
O sea, si le pongo más empeño, puedo ganar. Pero aún no lo sé, pero yo creo que me va a ganar.
So you think he thinks Napa will beat him, but as long as he puts in enough effort, he could win. It's pretty good. ¿Y tú, Maya? ¿Qué piensas de la carrera? What do you think about the race? Mayasumi or Datazumi? Nope, no answer.
Oh, ahí está. Sí. A roller coaster. Because I have 1 minute and then I got a PB right now by 12 seconds. So, I don't know. I think it's a good race, but I lost a lot in Magma Dragoon. So, yep, ch0cman wins every time. He's the best.
Yeah, that hard time cost you some time. So, do you think you can beat Sam or Napa?
No, I can't. No. First, I hate this game. I hate this.
Okay.
I don't gonna practice anything, but I still a great round. But let's see what's happening now.
Okay, so anything else? Anything else you want to say, guys? ¿Algo más que decir, ch0cman?
No, nada. Que que jueguen LOL.
Okay, so nothing else to say. Okay, I guess we're done then. I hope you enjoyed the race, guys. Remember to follow the runners and as commentators if you want to. Let me see what's next on the schedule. Seems we'll be having...
So, yeah. While you look up the schedule, the next match in this tournament is Chai himself, who plays tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST time against Blush Rider. And you have a match after that right away against Ariel.
Yep, I'm surely I'm surely lost already. The thing is, Ariel is the current world record holder, so I absolutely have no chance of winning against him.
Ah, you can do it. Easy GG.
No. Okay, next on the schedule is Super Mario Odyssey, which should be in about half an hour. So yeah, stay tuned for some Mario later. I'll be signing off now. I'll see you tomorrow on my race, if you want to. Yeah, see ya.
Thank you, Chai. It was I was very glad that you joined in to help me commentate this, because I could have really used the help here, and you have a good amount of knowledge about the game that I did not. Thank you all, chat, for watching, and I hope to see you all tomorrow at the same time. As Chai said, please do give the racers a follow, do give the Speed Gaming channels a follow, make sure Mythical and Feasel are fed all their tacos. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and I hope to see you all very soon again. Have a nice evening. Thank you all.